Thank you for listening to ShulchanAruch.com.
The secret fast day of the 9th of Teves. You heard me right, the 9th of Teves. While we are all aware of the fast of the 10th of Teves, many of us are unaware that there used to be a fast on the 9th of Teves as well, and that this fast day is shrouded in secrecy. We will here explore the sources behind this fast and why was it left in secret. So we find recorded in the Sefer Megillas Teves, which was written in the times of the Tanoim, a list of a number of days in which it is customary to fast due to tragedies that occurred on those days. This list of Megillas Teves is recorded in many Rishonim and in the works of the Gaonim, starting with the Bahag, the Baal Halachas Gedolos, in his Sefer, in Hilchos Tisha B'Av Tainis, page 39. He lived in the 900s. And later on it was recorded in the Kolbei, in the Shibulei Haleket, and in the Torah and the Shulchan Aruch, chapter 580. And amongst the long list of days that it lists, it writes that one is to fast on the 8th of Teves due to what happened with Talmei HaMelech, that he forced the Chachamim to translate the Torah into Greek. And one is to fast on the 9th of Teves. As on the 9th of Teves, continues the Torah, continues the Mechaber, we don't know what happened. So we know you're supposed to fast on this day, it's in the list, but we don't know why. Before we begin to explore the meaning of these cryptic words, while every fast day listed has his reason and explanation in the Torah and Shulchan Aruch, suddenly the 9th of Teves is missing, under the claim of pleading the 5th. We don't know. Prior to doing so, let us first clarify the final halacha regarding this fast and all other fasts listed there in chapter 580 in Shulchan Aruch, based on the Rishonim Megillas Teves. So while these days are listed as fasts, and there were Yidden who fasted on these days in the past, practically we're no longer accustomed to do so, as the Beis Yosef himself in his commentary in the Torah testifies that I have never seen anyone in my days fast on these days. And even though the Magen Avram there concludes that a Baal Nefesh should fast, the Bahag writes one who fasts has a Chayil K'nei Lomah, but nonetheless practically we no longer fast on these days. So no one should get worried, we're not adding another fast that people didn't know. You don't have to fast on the 9th of Teves, bottom line according to halacha. We can call these part of the extinct fasts, but nonetheless, it remains part of Torah that this was a fast day, and therefore we would like to explore why was it instituted, what does it mean that they write, the Torah and the Shulchan Aruch, we don't know what happened. So we find that already the commentators, the Nosei Kelim on the Shulchan Aruch, asked this question against the Mechaber, what are you talking about, we don't know what happened? The 9th of Teves is the day that Ezra HaSofer, the famous last of the Anshe Knesset HaGedolah, passed away. It's his yahrzeit today, the 9th of Teves. So was written in the Rishonim. So writes the Bahag himself, which is the source, as we said, of all these lists of fasts. And so writes the Orchos Chaim. And therefore note the Taz and Magen Avram and Prisha in chapter 580 on the Mechaber. What do you mean we don't know? We do know. In addition, some of these Rishonim write, the Bahag and Orchos Chaim, that it's also the day that Nehemiah ben Hakilya passed away. So we have two great sages, Ezra HaSofer and Nehemiah, who passed away on this day. So the words of the Torah and the Mechaber seem very strange that they say they don't know. Nonetheless, in truth, when we dig a little deeper, we see that it's not so simple what the Taz and Magen Avram are writing. You see, in the wording of those Rishonim, the Bahag and the Kolbei, etc., and the Orchos Chaim who write that on this day Ezra and Nehemiah passed away, they write as follows. The 9th of Teves is a fast day, and the sages did not tell us what happened. And on that day, Ezra HaKohen and Nehemiah ben Hakilya passed away. In similar wording in the Orchos Chaim, he writes, on the 9th of Teves, the sages did not write what happened, and it remains a secret. And on this day died Ezra HaKohen and Nehemiah. So we see that these Rishonim are clearly stating that while they know that Nehemiah and Ezra passed away on the 9th of Teves, that's not the reason of the fast. And the sages didn't tell us why it happened, and it remains a secret. And therefore the Mechaber is justified in writing what he wrote, that we don't know. Because the fact that Ezra and Nehemiah passed away is not the reason of the fast. It's a side thing that happened on this day. Practically what we explained is brought in the Birkei Yosef in chapter 580 in defense of the Mechaber, that it is clear that something secretive happened on the 9th of Teves, that the sages aren't publicizing, and that's where the fast was established, and we don't know why. However, this we don't know why, over the ages, has become revealed. And the secret of it lies in the fact that the reason behind the establishing of this fast is that it relates to the Christian movement, Christianity. And for very understandable reasons, the Chacham do not want to publicize something derogatory to Christianity or to the church due to serious worry of consequences of anti-Semitism and murder that it could cause, and therefore they left it a secret. Not to mention that the censorship of the church would anyways remove it if it was written. But in recent generations, we have found manuscripts and writings that reveal to us what happened on this day. In the uncensored version of Agos of Teves Yeshenim, it's recorded in the name of Gadol Echad. It's brought in the Esophagus of some editions of the Shulchan Aruch, such as Machan Yerushalayim Friedman edition, that on the 9th of Teves, Yashka, Isa Ish, the leader of Christianity, was born. And the Chachamim established it as a fast day to fast on this terrible day for Klal Yisrael. While this is contradicted from other places, we have another tradition brought down, which is the oldest and most authentic of traditions of what happened on this day, and explains the secrecy behind why the sages did not reveal it to the public. In the glosses of the great Gaon Baruch Frankel, known as the author of the Baruch Tam, on chapter 580, he writes, I found in a manuscript that says that on this day, the 9th of Teves, Shimon HaKalfus, who helped save the Jewish people from a great tragedy in the days of the Pritzim, died, and the sages established it as a day of fasting in Jerusalem. End quote from Baruch Frankel. What is this manuscript that he's referring to? He's referring to the sefer called Toldes Yashka. Its real name is Toldes Yud Shin Vav, a word that we do not use according to Jewish custom. The Sefer Toldos Yashka is mentioned in Rashi. It was written at least before Rashi's time, obviously. And it goes through the whole story of the start of Christianity and how it began from the times when Yashka was a little child until its later development. And there in Sefer Toldos Yashka, he tells us a most marvelous story. That there was a tzaddik, a Tana, whose name was Shimon Kippur, who was ordered by the Chachamim of that time to infiltrate the Christian world, become a student of Yashka, go through the hierarchy of his students, and take over the leadership after Yashka passes away, dies, and stir the movement completely away from Judaism, so it have no resemblance to Judaism, and hence protect Jews from falling prey to a make-believe form of Judaism. Likewise, he was sent on the mission to tell the Christians not to bother or oppress the Jews and leave them alone. And this Shimon Kippur was very successful in his mission. In his Christian name, he is none other than Peter, who they call the saint. And in truth, he was a saint. He was a Jewish tzaddik and remained a Jewish tzaddik, and became the founder of Christian theology, uprooting it from all of its Jewish tendencies and mitzvahs in order to distance Christianity from Judaism, to make no mistake of the true religion and make it unattractive to Jews. This is the story in short from Toldos Yashka. In the end of the Sefer it concludes, Shimon HaKalfus passed away, and the Jewish people mourned his passing, and they established his day of death as an annual fast day. Concludes Toldos Yashka, this day was the 9th of Teves, end quote. So on this day was a day that a great tzaddik, a Tana, had to do Mesiras Nefesh, give himself up and give up his religion to infiltrate the Christian ranks for the sake of saving Klal Yisrael. In appreciation of what he did and his self-sacrifice, the Chachamim established it as a fast day for all generations. Although today we don't fast it, as we explained, nonetheless it's important to know the concept. This idea that Peter, one of the most holy individuals that's sanctified in the Christian religion, was really a hidden tzaddik, working against them, is not a chiddush to Baruch Frankel or Toldos Yashka, but is already written in Sefer Chassidim 191, who writes that a tzaddik who was turned into an idol be given a derogatory name. And he says, for example, Shimon Kippur should be called Peter Chamar, Peter Chamar. And so to Rashi and Avodah Zarah Taneh is brought in Dikdukei Sefer, and how they were implanted into the Christian world. And he actually cites the Sefer Toldos Yashka to look this up. And thus may this day be a great Ilui Neshama for Shimon Kippur, who helped save Klal Yisrael. And may we merit very soon, as the Rambam concludes after discussing what Christianity did to the world, that Mashiach will come and he will show them, the Christians, Shesheker and Chilei Aveseinu, that it was a bunch of lies that their founders led them off to, and they will return L'das HaEmes to the true religion.
Thank you for listening to ShulchanAruchHarav.com. Our free services of making Torah knowledge available to the public depends on donors like you. Please help us continue our work through making even a small contribution at shulchanarukharov.com under the Daily Halacha Dedication section or in the subscription page. Also, check out our online courses and many sefarim available for purchase that will both enhance your Torah knowledge and help support our work.